What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast. And today we have a special guest in the building. Listen, this gentleman right here has his song right now called Through the Storm, gaining some great traction in the street. You know, we have in the building today, we have Jahazeil in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
You know, my day I must just I give thanks for life, health, and strength, and give thanks to the Creator, you know, Father God, for me good day here, so I have a wonderful interview, you know. It's a pleasure to be here, Muscle. Enough love and honor.
Maximum respect for pulling up to the Entertainment Report podcast today, boss.
Yes. You know, it's always a pleasure to talk to the fans out there. Just want to know Jahazeil and the story and everything behind Jahazeil and the whole works, you know, the true story of what going on, and that's the whole works.
Definitely. Listen, Jahazeil, we know him as Jahazeil, but he has a famous last name, Myrie. Jahazeil, tell me who else you are related to in this music business that has that name there, Myrie.
Well, everybody know that my father is Buju Banton, which the name comes from Myrie, you know. So I have my brother in music who's a producer, works on many hit records as Popcorn, I Obtain, a whole lot. His name is Marcus Myrie, that's my oldest brother. And I have a lot of family members in the music, but they are mostly my cousin, like Payday, that is Kevin, particular ex-engineer. He used to be a part of the Alliance camp. And I have Brika, who was Marcus Records once artist and formerly I Obtain artist. You know, and then I have my auntie, which is Adina Myrie, who do harmonizing and backup vocalist from my father, but she mostly do harmonizing and tracks. So the family is a whole musical family, you know, and there is so much more. And I am my cousin DJ Lethal Vibes, which is in Canada-based producer, doing very well, work with Pampute, so forth. So the family is musical.
It's a lot of people in your family. So definitely this is in your blood, from your father to your brothers to all the people in your family that's doing music. So when do you remember yourself actually wanting to get involved with music also?
To tell you the truth, I know my father when he's doing music from I was a baby, like I was always there. I remember when I was 8 years old, you know, I used to freestyle my father's songs to his musical peers who used to be around the studio. Because, you know, my father had his own studio base where his friends and musical peers check him. So I used to always freestyling with his older songs, you know, and that's where I did develop music, you know, and say, yo, I love music. And from there, I used to just clash with his friends, like when they want to come at the studio and I want to vibe, they always say, yo, where the little one made, you know? And we always clash with each other just to build up the vibe, you know? So I was always the one who wanted to do music that bad because I see what it do and I see what it can do, you know?
I know I've read some stuff where you've also said that Bounty Killer and 50 Cent were some people that you looked up to, grown to musically also. What was it about Bounty Killer and 50 Cent that you like so much?
All right, this is going to be the first I'm talking about this, or the first you're hearing about this. Bounty Killer and my father is like this. So they share the same studio, even that's how they make it. That's how Bounty Killer meet Payday, which is my cousin. And Payday end up with Bounty Killer. You know, so everything started at my father's studio, which is Bounty Killer. Bounty Killer used to be there like every single day, you know, because they're like this. And a lot of people don't know that Alliance started from my father's studio, which is Buju Banton studio. You know, so I used to see Bounty Killer every day. I used to see the artists them every day when I used to come home from school, you know, and then just to see a Bounty Killer dress. I used to start dressed like Buntikiller, you know. So I used to admire Buntikiller as well. And he was a good friend of mine to my father. So that's where the whole idea of falling in love with Buntikiller, seeing him recording in the studio and seeing him creating songs, you know. So everything started at my father's studio with Buntikiller and my dad.
And even 50 Cent, what was it about 50 Cent that you like so much?
With 50 Cent now, I can remember me and my brother at the time, you know, 50 Cent was running the place. He had a squad called G Unit. So, you know, we used to dress like 50 Cent. You know, me and two of my brothers, we used to dress like 50 Cent, and we used to counter 50 Cent, and we used to be like 50 Cent group, you know, so we used to be always imitate his songs. So that's where I get to love music more, and I said, yo, we could do this, you know. Yeah, so 50 Cent inspired me a lot, and Born to Killer.
Definitely. And I know when you were much younger too, you would tour around the place with your father. What was that like actually going on tour with the big Buju Banton at that time there?
It was a great experience. I wouldn't say I tour all the world, but I get to see for myself, you know, how music can change a person's life just by creating a song from in the studio and going out there in the world and the whole world singing it. That gave me goosebumps every time I witness it, you know, like he built it from scratch. Nobody's around us, him and the engineer, not knowing the song going to hit or not. That create me a eager to do music. And I said, yo, I have to do music because of seeing it and seeing how it is done. So being on tour with my dad 1 or 2 times for the exposure, it was a blessing, and it's still a blessing up to this day.
Definitely. And when was the first time you actually got into a studio and said, okay, I'm going to start taking music serious, and you recorded something?
I want to say I was always a student baby, you know. Even in my mother belly, I was always a student baby, you know. They always tell me that I was always there in studio, even when I was a baby. The engineers used to change my nappy. They always telling me that they used to change my pampers, you know. So the first time I got a mic, honestly, when I was a baby, it was Kevin Bountikillers. They know my father, engineer, which is my cousin. He was always in the studio, so he was always passing on the mic to me, you know, from back then. And even to today, in my career, Kevin has one of my first recorded songs, you know.
From there. And what was the name of the song there that you recorded?
The song that I recorded for Kevin Payday, it was Jahazeil, you know.
Because I think at one time you had locks at one point also.
Yeah, man, the whole history me I give, man. Everybody I go hear this, you know. Yeah, man, I had dread, you know. Remember when I was a baby, I had dread first, you know, and then I cut it because of school. You know, at that time, I had to go to school and do stuff. And then I grew up and get dreads and then them thing, but, you know, I had to cut it for a personal reason, not the religion purpose, but my personal reason. You know, because, you know, the internet right now is religious politics. So I just cleared that here up. I didn't cut it because of religion purpose. I cut it because of my own personal problem that I was having, an issue.
Definitely get it there. And then I know you linked up with Payday. You say that's your family too, but I know you started to do some early work with your brother, Marcus, also. What was that like?
Yes, yes. Was doing work with Marcus as well, but at the time when I was doing music, I never know what I wanted. You know, I never really take it seriously. I never learned the business like how I learn it now, so I wasn't really focused. But what was it like? The experience so I could pay the Marcus, it was good because I get to see and everything and learn everything.
And especially because I know Marcus, because Payday he was doing engineering, but they had a label too. But Marcus was producing a lot of stuff for Popcorn, and a lot of them at that time there also.
Yeah. Remember Marcus, Marcus have his own label and his own entity. Marcus is his own person. So Marcus have to do what he have to do to pave his way and make his name. As much as all of us got the Myrie name, the greatest thing we got the Myrie name alone is the biggest strength. So we have to find our own path and our own way and make a name for ourselves. And that's what Marcus did with Marcus Records up to today.
Definitely, because with Marcus, I know you had came out with the song called "Hold On," and this was a song I seen you premiered on stage one time. This was your first video, and this was where you really started to seem like settle into yourself as an artist at time there.
Yeah, at that time, actually that song is produced by Deli Ranks, so big up Deli Ranks. Yeah, man, that time I took music seriously when I realized I started getting older. Because when I was young, I wasn't fully decided what I really want to do because, I could write songs and those stuff. I never really figured out what I really want to do. So at the age of 18, I took music serious, so that's where I took it serious.
And how did that song do for your career at that time there?
I want to say the song did do good. It got me a lot of recognition, a lot of people tune in and everything, and I got a good exposure from on the stage. That was one of my first interviews, in my career. And from there, it introduced me to Spragga Benz. That's where I met, even though Spragga Benz was already a family friend, Spragga Benz get to like my work on my own just because of that song. So that's where the connection built from me at Spragga Benz. So Hold On open a lot of doors for me, which I'm truly grateful for. So big up Deli Ranks. Anywhere you're there in our world.
Definitely. And talking about Spragga Benz, why is it seems like Spragga Benz is like a mentor or something like that with you. Why is that link so firm with Spragga Benz especially?
To be honest, at the first year I go hear this, and at the first world I go hear this. Spragga Benz was one of the first artists to give me his platform. And while I go with my dad, a lot of things was going on, and Spragga reached out to me and gave me his platform. And from there, I've been truly grateful for Spragga Benz platform, because, politics is in the industry. So Spragga Benz came along on board and gave me his whole platform, and I make use of that opportunity, which I'm grateful for. So it's a blessing to me. And as an artist and as a person, you have to show gratitude and be grateful for every single opportunity you get, because Spragga Benz never have to do it, so that's why I always be grateful, show support to Spragga Benz because of what he have done. It doesn't have to be monetary wise to give someone their respect, but because of what the opportunity they done for you and it impact your life, I always give him the support and the respect.
Definitely. And how many songs did you guys record together?
We record about 3 songs so far, because I'm supposed to be on one of his EP, but me and Spragga relationship is deeper than the music. It's not just music alone. We don't call on each other for music. You know what I mean? So the friendship with me and Spragga Benz is different. We could work on anything, anytime, and any given time. But the relationship with me and Uncle is deeper than the music, not just music.
Got you 100%, because I think the one that people would know is the one called At My Door. That's the one you did.
Yeah.
That came out.
Yes.
And how did that do for your career?
Well, that was another opportunity for me, another exposure for me as a young artist. Because not many young artists get so much exposure and opportunity from my elder, coming up in the industry. So it did a lot for me. It changed my entire life. Couple producers reached out to voice me and stuff, because Spragga Benz is a legend and he gave me his platform. So I make use of his platform. So big up Spragga Benz.
Definitely. And I know when you decided to take music serious and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is the direction that I'm going to take. At that time there, that was when Buju was locked up at that time there. How difficult was it for you that 10 years when you didn't see your father?
It was difficult mentally, but it wasn't difficult in person. You know what I mean? You know, because our family held it together, especially my mother. You know, my mother is a strong backbone of the family, so my mother kept all of us together. You know, so big up mommy. That's how we keep our focus by our mother.
What was it like the first time that you saw him after the 10 years then?
Wow, the first time after the 10 years, it was a blessing, you know. It was good. The feeling and the vibe and everything was good. Because, you know, he haven't seen us for a while, so all of us turned big man and big daughters and so forth, you know. And it was good. It was good.
Because when he left, you didn't have no beard or nothing. He came back, a
Yeah,
beard and
yeah.
everybody's big people.
Yeah, funny thing, when I was young, you know, my dad always giving me nicknames and so forth in the family. And then my dad came back, my dad called me Father Abraham. Yeah. because of my beard, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Because I know when he just came back to you were also a part of his show, Along Walk to Freedom in the stadium. What was this like now that, okay, you haven't seen him for this long? You're now a big man now and you're performing on this big stage with your dad. What was that like now performing at that show in Jamaica?
Okay, that feeling for me was an eye-opening experience. And as a young artist in my career, I was very grateful to be an open act as a young artist. So that opportunity for me was a wowing opportunity that words cannot express as a young artist, you know?
Definitely, especially it's like it was a couple of things. It's being in the national stadium and
Yes.
opening for your father that you haven't been around for such a long time, and he probably even
Such a long
he
time.
hasn't seen you do this type of thing
Yes.
on stage as a big man.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's true. It was amazing, man. Trust me. It was amazing.
Good vibe. Because I know all of this is good and everything, but I know at one point your full name was Jahazeil Myrie. That was your artist name. And then one point you said you actually took the Myrie off your name. What was going on at that point there?
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. While I was with my father, I don't want to sound any ungrateful or anything. But while I was with my father, I realized that my father has a lot of catching up to do. Remember, he was locked up for 10 years. You know, so even when I was on him, I wasn't getting the full focus as an artist. You know, because my father has a lot of catching up to do, and he was focusing on his music and his word. So I said to myself, I got to make a way for myself. So even though Jahazeil Myrie is still my birth name and everything, I can't take off my real name. You know, but for the business, on a business level and a maturity level, I have to use Jahazeil because, you know, in this generation right now, attention, lifespan is short. And I don't want to bash people or sound away, but we are lazy right now. And my name was too big and long. Nobody not going to go on the internet and type Jahazeil Myrie, if you get it. So I just say, all right, just work with Jahazeil because it's easier to find, easier to search. So it was a strategy move and it was good for me as well, artist-wise, because my dad was locked away for a long time and the focus, I wasn't getting the right focus. you know.
So
So
you figured
that's why I decided to.
you figured if you took off the Myrie, but remember that's like having a Myrie is almost like having a Bob Marley. Okay, cool. This is your dad. Buju Banton's the great Buju, you know.
Yeah,
He could always get you to the door. He might get you into situations that you might not on your own, but at the end of the day, you still gotta perform. You still gotta bring your craft to the forefront and show them what you could.
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say to you, you know, because we're living in an industry right now, Master. Jahazeil, my name was too long for the business, you know. So even though it's my father name and everything, I have to come up with a easier name for the generation, and it was a wise move because it ended up work out eventually, you know.
Definitely. And then I know around the same time when he came out too, a little bit after that, you, Marcus, and Buju now linked up and did a song called False Pretense. Tell me how that song came around.
Um, that song came was a part of an album that me and my brother planned together, you know, and unfortunately that didn't escalated well, you know. So that song was a part of the album, and we released it as a first single and so forth. And we just decided to just release it, you know. That's how the whole idea came about. It was actually a part of an album.
Okay, so this album was supposed to feature all three of you guys together?
No, this album was supposed to feature me. The songs were me and couple artists on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But for some reason, it just didn't really materialize.
Yeah, never manifested because the album was based off my Rasta image, and at that time I was a Rasta, and life took a turn, so I have to change up and stuff. So yeah, that's what happened.
Got you 100% there. And even how easy or how hard is it working with somebody like Marcus? Because, yeah, he's your older brother, you're the younger one, but you still have a direction that you want your music to go. He might want it to go another direction. I don't know. How easy or how hard is it to work with Marcus?
All right, Marcus is a great producer. Trust me, anything he touched turned to gold. So it wasn't hard for me to work with Marcus. It was easy, because we both understand each other and we both have a chemistry with each other. So it wasn't hard. It was easy. But as I said at the time, all of us have to find a path for ourselves. You know, all of us have to create a path for ourselves. Even Marcus, as a producer, you have to find a path for himself. And I'm the artist who have to find a path for myself. But it was easy to work with Marcus. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And even talking about Buju here, what's the best advice he's given you about the music business and this path that you decide you want to be on?
Just keep writing, and just keep doing good music. Just keep writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And do a lot of people, because you could clearly see your personality and Buju's personality is two completely different personalities. Do people, when they find out you're Buju's son, is it almost like a shock to them because they would expect more of a fiery personality more than a relaxed personality that you have?
People are always shocked. Like every time I talk to people, they shocked same way. Up to now, they shocked. They say, "Oh, you're sure you're Buju's son? Or you're just different?" And I get that every day, man. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. And when will we be getting all? Do you plan on putting out an album or EP anytime soon? What's the plans you have right now?
Okay, right now I'm just focusing on releasing some singles because I'm still searching for my song. So I'm just focusing on releasing some good singles so the fans and the world can accept and love. You know, and mostly singles.
So hopefully 2024 we might get a body of work, or it really depends on the direction that you're taking at that time there.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really like to plan. I don't like to plan music or plan anything. I just go with the flow. So I don't want to say that I'm releasing an album next year and do a manifest, because you know sometimes that can hurt your fans as well that you truly love. So I just go with the flow. I don't plan, you know. So whenever an album is to happen or an EP is to happen, it will happen, you know. But right now I'm just focusing on some music.
Definitely. And do you play any instruments or anything like that also?
No, I know. I just write. I'm a genius at writing, but I would love to. You know what I mean? But I love to write. When I write, it bring out a different side of me.
What type of music do you like to write?
Um, that's a tricky question. I like to write not just music. You know, I like to write international music. You know, music that can go billboard and do stuff. You know, just music for the entire world. Music to win soul. You know, because you know you can win soul through reggae music and positivity. You know.
Definitely. And I know right now first you said Rasta, but now your music is still more like a conscious everyday real life type of music. All right. Do you feel any pressure from probably the fans or even your music business to more sing conscious music because of who your father is?
I want to say the pressure is there for real, honestly, because of who my father is and what they always expect me to be like him. What I always tell people is that I am my own entity. I can't be like somebody and live in someone's shadow, even though it's my father. You know, I have to do something that my son like, and the world accept it eventually by the grace of God. You know what I mean? So yeah, a pressure is there, but over time you will not be pressured. Just want the people them get to love you. You know what I mean?
And I know somebody that you also recorded with was Iwaata. How did you link with Iwaata?
I want this Iwaata. How I met Iwaata, I was doing a show. You know, a friend of mine put me in a show, and Iwaata was there. And we connected after the show, and we did a song from that time because he like the type of music I sing, you know. And that's how the connection came up.
And is there anybody else in the industry that you're looking at that you wouldn't mind working with right now?
Yeah, man, I would love to work with Steve Marley. I always want to work with Steve Marley. A lot of international acts, you know, Protege, you know, the reggae revival, you know, even my dad, Bounty Killer same way, you know, the younger acts, you know. Yeah, man, anybody who willing to work with Jahazeil, I am always open. You know.
Definitely. And I know right now your new single, this seems to be getting the most traction out of your career right now. All of your music that you put out, the song called Through the Storm. You even have visuals for that. Talk to me about that song there, how you even came up and you wrote that song and put out that song there.
Okay, that song came about when the whole vibe and the issue surrounding me and my family in the media. And a friend of mine sent me a beat, say, yo, why you don't go write a song about how you feel? You know, so I end up write a song about how I feel, you know, put all the pain and emotion in it. And from there, God just let it do its thing. You know, because you know, in anything what you do, you have to focus and put God first, you know?
Definitely. And sometimes out of the best things come out of a bad situation. It seems like right now, the traction you're getting on this song and the trajectory of this song right now seems to be this song here for you right now.
That's true. Well, I hope, put it out there in the universe, you know. You have to talk it. It hears me. So, yeah, man, definitely, man. I don't know.
You see, the thing with it is you're coming from a family with such a famous father. Okay, yeah, he was gone for 10 years. Everybody grew up. This is 10 years later. Everything's not going to be smooth as soon as he comes home and all of that. It's just, I guess, certain things leaked out on social media it was creating a storm. But then, as you said, this song right here, Through the Storm, is what came out of all of that there.
Yeah. As I said before, I just put it to pen and paper, you know, and that's what I did, and it came out great. You have to go through things and storm before you get any breakthrough in life, you know. Life is like a cycle. So I just accept whatever comes to me and I deal with it. But I'm a great writer, you know, so that's what I do best. I do my best.
Definitely. Before I get you out of here, the floor is yours 100%. If there's anything you want to say, anybody you want to big up, leave some social media contacts also so they could check out you and your music before I get you out of here.
I just want to say to all artists and everybody out there, focus, you know, never give up on your dream and always be silent. Because sometimes your mouth can block your blessing, you know, and just love what you do. Love what you do and just be patient and trust God. Yeah, man.
Definitely. Any big ups, and leave some social media contacts also.
Alright, I just want to big up Spragga Benz, big up Markus same way, big up Deli Ranks, you know, big up everybody who've been supporting my journey. You know, big up the true supporters in my corner. You know, and just pick up yourself to muscle. You don't know for accepting my request. You know what I mean? Special love to you, CME. So, enough love, muscle.
Respect. And where could they check you out on social media?
You can find me on our platform, Jahazeil. You know, Jahazeil. But only my Instagram is different. Jahazeil Music _ You know, Jahazeil. Jahazeil for everything.
Great conversation. As I said, 2024 is coming up. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of great stuff in store for 2024. Some of those collabos we spoke about, hopefully you'll get them. And we'll definitely sit down again in the near future and see where you are in your career at that time there. You understand?
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, man.
Nah, man. Thank you. Let me give you an outro and get you out of here, all right?
All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Cuts Entertainment Report podcast, The Pull Up, and we are out. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.